Hi everyone, welcome back to another Moreton Hall podcast episode. We are the Moreton Enterprises team, Lower Six Girls, and I'm joined by Grace, our managing director, and Nia, a retail manager. And I'm an assistant managing director, and my name is Sanya. Grace, do you want to tell us a little bit more about what Moreton Enterprises is?
Yeah, so Moreton Enterprises is the sixth form-led school business. It is run by the lower sixth, and we manage everything from our cash flows to contacting suppliers, deciding what stock to purchase. We have three main shops. So we have Tuck, where we sell all of our chocolate and sweets. Then we have Boost, where we sell milkshakes, we make smoothies. And then we have Elements, where we sell all of our essentials, things like deodorant, shampoo.
Yeah.
We've had a turnover of £34,000 this year. So it's definitely something to be proud of. And I think the business, it's very long established, and I think the fact that we've had the opportunity to carry that on, it's just been a great opportunity.
Yeah,
I think all in all we've had a very successful year, and I think we should all be proud of ourselves for all the work that we've put in throughout the year and all the time that we dedicated to being able to make the business work.
And it's fun that we get to run it because we get to introduce new things into the shop.
Whether it's a new milkshake flavour,
Yeah.
I think one of the ones we introduced this year was strawberry and white chocolate. I think that was a hit.
Yeah, that did quite well.
We also did like some Christmas specials, like the Terry's chocolate orange, and was it the mint Aero ones?
We're still selling that because it's doing well, yeah.
And also new sweets like the Nerd Gummy Clusters.
Yeah, that sold out in a day.
Yeah, they always go quite quickly. And new drinks like the pomegranate San Pellegrino, the milk chocolate I think is new as well.
Yeah?
Yeah, new ice cream flavours. I think we had Ben & Jerry's in last week and it sold out in our lunchtime.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely a record for us.
Crunchy ice creams.
Yeah, the popular one.
The Billionaire Magnums. Very popular.
So we've all got to do some really fun things then, haven't we, doing talk? We get the opinions heard and everything like that. And it's fun as a year group. Because like during lunchtimes we do always see our year group in talk and we get to like spend a lot of time here. It's really fun.
And it's nice working with other people as well, because obviously we do a lot of behind the scenes stuff, but it's nice actually being able to work in Boost and make all the milkshakes and smoothies.
Also, I've gotten like really close to a lot of the girls just by working with them or like behind the tills. Like I see these girls like quite regularly and you just get to start like conversations and like start new friendships with them. It's really nice.
Yeah, I think it's been a really good experience. And I think from it we've all been able to develop a lot of transferable skills as well. I think that's something I'm definitely really appreciative and glad I've had the opportunity to do.
Yeah.
I think one of the big ones for me would definitely be my leadership skills. I think that's definitely it's been a challenge having to organise so many people, but I think we've all worked together, we've all been able to put in the work, and I think we've made the business a success this year.
I think for me, like, it'd probably be adaptability is one of my biggest ones because we face so many, like, small little challenges, whether it's just, like, we're doing a thing for the drama and we run out of something, or there was one time that we were doing selling things for the lower school production and then we ran out of Wi-Fi and everything just cut off and I was like, okay, so now we don't take card anymore, what are we going to do? So it's just, like, small things like that where you just have to be really, like, quick thinking and just think on your feet and be like, okay, we can't do this, how are we going to work our way around it? And I think that's really good because it does apply to your everyday life. So that's a really big plus that I've gained from working at Moreton Enterprises.
Yeah, I think what comes from that is like problem solving along with adaptability. Like just being able to think on your feet when something goes wrong, just to make things carry on running as smoothly as possible, whether it's like in talk or when we're doing like an event outside of the enterprise centre. So I think that's really important, and I think being able to do that so quickly can like help us in any situation like outside of the business.
It is really good for real life.
I think it's things like, it can be the small things like running out of ice cream in Boost.
Happens quite a lot.
It's like just dealing with situations like that, it keeps you on your toes.
Or accidentally ordering the wrong thing or not having enough sauce or something going wrong,
it's all
or
about
like
keeping the customer happy.
Or the freezer accidentally turning off and everything. But I think just being able to solve things and make sure we keep our customers happy is really important, and I think that's a good skill to have.
Yeah,
I think another big thing that I've gained from his communication.
Yeah,
especially
definitely.
as like assistant managing director, like having to kind of discern like friendships from you are meant to be working right now. I'm supposed to kind of be like telling you need to turn up, like you can't just not come because you don't feel like it. It was hard initially, I think, trying to like separate that little line, because it is quite a thin line, you know, but I think I've gotten better on it. And it's really good because I think in the working world, like you are going to need to be able to do that. You can't just be like, no, she's my friend.
Yeah.
I don't want to say this to her. Like that's just not going to slide.
Yeah, it's quite like a unusual experience, I suppose, because one minute you're in a lesson with your friends, and then the next you're kind of in a position above them.
You're late. Where are you? Like,
you should be on shift.
But I think that's important because, like, in the real world, like for your actual job, you have to be on time. You have to turn up to your shifts. You have to be able to do everything. So I think having to experience that now is like good practice for when we actually leave school and get other jobs of our own. So I think that's really important.
I think it's really good for like the age we're at now, where we are going to be going into uni, and like probably a lot of us are like working part-time and things like that. I think it's probably like the best age we could be to work in this. And like any lower six girls, I strongly recommend to take the opportunity if you can.
I think it gives you like a lot of responsibility. Like not too much that you can't manage, but it just gives you a taste of like actually being responsible for yourselves, for others, for like a whole business basically, and just making people happy, which I think is important.
Time management.
I think time management's definitely a big one. Like as managing director, we do have an assistant MD, we do have to devote a lot of time throughout the week, along with balancing 3 A levels. It's definitely a lot, but I think you kind of have to hold yourself accountable and be like, right, I've got to do this then, I've got to do this then. It's like you need to be able to manage your time so that you can then make sure the business is successful.
Exactly.
Because at the end of the day, we've got to keep the customers coming back.
Exactly.
I think teamwork as well has also, I think, for all of us, developed not only as directors, but also when we're working. Obviously, directors, we all have to work together to be able to make everything run smoothly, but also when we're working, obviously we're on shift with other people, so also like being able to just jump in with people you may not necessarily know. If there's a big rush at lunchtime and there's
been times like 50, you come in and it's so crowded and you're like, I'll just get behind the till, I'll help you
and
out.
There's like 50 milkshakes waiting to be made, so it's just being able to jump in, help people, and just keep everything running smoothly.
I think it's definitely been a significant or a really big challenge, but I think it all goes back to adaptability and just being able to solve these little problems, day-to-day issues, but I think we've overcome them, and I think that's what's led to our success.
Really good,
I think definitely next year's year, I think the advice I would give to them is to honestly just keep persevering. I think all of these little challenges that you do get faced with day to day, I think there's always a resolution to them, and maybe if you can't fix them necessarily yourself right then and there, there'll always be someone who you can go and they will help you. I think
for us, like a big thing was like the year above girls. They were really helpful. So initially, like when we were stepping into the new roles, obviously this is our first time, we've never done anything like this before. The girls in the year above, they were really helpful, and we could always just go to them and ask them for like advice, or like, what would you do if this happened, something small, and they'd always be there to answer. So I think that's really good, and we'll be the same for our next
Usually
year.
there was always someone there like to help us if we had any questions, but also like obviously a lot of the time we were together, so if there was a problem we could work at it together, come up with different ideas and solutions. So just making sure obviously you're communicating with everyone just so it runs.
I think when we first started, I was like kind of not knowing what to expect or how much time it would actually take up throughout the week. But I think at the end of the day, you get out what you put in. And I think the more time that we do dedicate to it per week, you can see that it does pay off. And I think
it's so rewarding. Like,
definitely.
Obviously, like trying to come up with new ideas to introduce, and then like seeing how well they work and how popular they are with customers, I think is a really nice feeling, because obviously like it's just a reward for like all the effort that you've put in to obviously running the business.
I think the big thing, like I would say to the girls who are going to be stepping into the roles is like, just make sure you enjoy it, because I think time's actually really flown by. And initially, like the very beginning, it is a bit of a shock because sometimes you're doing 4 A levels, getting used to it. You're doing a lot of extracurriculars like ESB, EPQ, all those things. And then you've also got this, but you learn to enjoy it, and then it doesn't become as much as a chore as it feels like. So I would say just enjoy it and take it as it goes.
Yeah, I think we've definitely enjoyed it like more as the year has gone on. We've like all settled into our roles. It's kind of more like a routine, but obviously there's still obstacles that come up, but we've always found a way to overcome them. So yeah, there's always a solution.
Yeah, I think one of my highlights was definitely when we invested in a slushy machine.
Yeah.
I think we've had it a few months now and it's definitely been a success. I think originally, looking at the cost price of it, it was a lot. It seemed like a big investment, which it was. But after carrying out all the investment appraisal and seeing how long it would be before we get to pay back that initial cost, it has been a success, and I think sales have definitely exceeded our expectations.
It's been very popular.
Yeah, I think the initial
weather.
I think the initial we've got a slushy machine kind of definitely drew a lot of people in. They were definitely excited by it. However, 2 weeks into buying it, we did suffer because in the news there was
a big
about glycerol. There was a lot
and the impact it had on children, I think it was.
We overcome that, adaptability and problem solving, and we managed to source a different supplier for glycerol-free syrups. So that's definitely been a success, and I think...
And it's still, like, it hasn't impacted sales at all or anything like that, so it's been a big win, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think one of our highlights as well is obviously like being able to like, I guess, expand a little bit and like sell at the lower school show and the senior school show. So being able to not just sell stuff in here, I think has been good, and being able to sell to other customers has been a highlight.
Yeah, other customers, especially the small kids. Like I think my favourite moments in Tuck are probably from like the mini ME that we have on Friday nights, having those small girls like come in and have their own time where it's open just for them, put something on the TV for them, and they will just come up with like their cash, and I'm just there, like it's so cute, and I love like being able to help them, because I know a few of the girls, like they are going to end up in our year and they're going to be thinking about the time that they had the opportunity to come in.
Yeah, there was that golden ticket night I think as well that you did as well.
Yeah, it was crazy crowded, lots of girls. But then again, we had like a few of the boarders just come in and help, which was really nice. But golden ticket nights are really hectic and chaotic. But it's fun when you look back at it.
Yeah.
So we're coming kind of to the end of our year.
Yeah, we've got 2 big things coming
up. The interviews are coming up for the next year's team, which is going to be really fun. You're going to be sat in on the interviews then, are you, Grace?
Yeah, I think I've had a look through a few of the application forms.
Fun.
And they seem to have some good ideas.
Yeah.
I think it will definitely kind of be interesting to see who fulfills our roles and takes our positions.
Yeah.
And then we've got to be there to give them the advice.
Yeah.
What would you say you're kind of looking for people that would be interviewing for your positions?
When I'm in the room, I think I'm going to be looking for someone who... I think the main thing is just time management, because it does take up a lot of your time. We've got the meetings weekly. We've got to be in here at least once, one person every shift. Like, it does take up a lot of time, and I think a big thing is going to be time management for the younger years.
Yeah, I think mine will probably be like perseverance, organisation. You need to be able to organise a team, and you also need to be able to listen to others and take on other people's opinions. Like, it's not just one person running the business. Everyone works together, and you need to be able to consider the opinions of others in order to just make it a better environment for everyone.
And I think maybe overall for like all of the roles, just like willingness to get involved and like just put everything into it, because obviously, as you said, you get out what you put in. So I think that's a really important thing to be able to demonstrate.
Yeah, definitely.
And then we've also got to do the stock audit as we close up for the year, which is going to be our final thing, isn't it? Before next year. And then we get to look forward to meeting the new team next year and trying to get them settled down for their role and just teaching them the ropes a little bit so that they,
so they have a smooth transition into obviously the business, and I think it will be really good to like see how they get on throughout the year, what new things they'll introduce, what new ideas they have and everything.
Yeah, I think we know what it's like. We've been in that position, so we just have to help them where we can.
Yeah. Can't wait, it'll be fun.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to our podcast, and make sure you tune in next time.